So yeah, the first part of the meetup would be a show and tell, and we would bring projects that we were working on, or yeah, anything that inspired us that we wanted to show. Like I brought like books about fashion design if I was reading one, or something like that. I'm just drinking some coffee. This is a brewery that we really like, Phase 3. Yeah, and I would always have coffee and treats at the meetups. Okay, so my show and tell. I've got a couple things. And maybe we'll have guests on the podcast in the future, who knows? I am on a volleyball league, and we've played for a couple years now, and we've never had shirts before, and I just finally bit the bullet and designed a shirt. Our team name is Bumpin'. Uglies. And then this is a frog, ugly, a little ugly, Bumpin', and a net. And I was really inspired by like 90s volleyball shirts. And so I kind of looked at all those, and then yes, I wanted to have like a what's the word, spray paint kind of design. And yeah, very excited about that. This is actually for my friend who is not on the team this year, but she is a really important person for the team. And so this one's for her, because she needs one, you know. My second show and tell item is my ukulele. I've been writing songs on my ukulele for the first time ever. I mean, I wrote like 2 silly songs on it during the pandemic, but this is my first time ever writing songs to like process emotions and work through it. And I'm really discovering how like intense negative emotions are so much more easily integrated when we sing them. Like it gives them, like, it acknowledges them enough to work through them, and then like they're still there, but it's okay, and you felt them, you experienced it to the height that it wanted to be experienced at, and you can move past it. So during my luteal phase of my cycle, I was really writing a lot of songs on my Yuki-Poo. And this is an Ibanez ukulele, and it has shell in things. Songwriting can be really intimidating, but it doesn't have to be, because there is just a world of inspiration out there that you can use. And you might say, but I don't want to copy anyone's song, and like, neither do I. But for me particularly, it's really hard to write melodies. And the whole point of this is not that we're gonna like publish a song and become famous and like steal someone's IP, intellectual property. The point is, we are processing through our emotions, okay? So, if there's a melody in a song that you're like, wow, that could really feel like this emotion, if you sing your lyric to that song, it's gonna come out sounding differently from your voice than the person who wrote the song. So in that way, it becomes your own. You're probably not gonna sing it in the key that that person sang it in. So that's another way that it becomes your song. And maybe the chord progression in their song, which I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize. I'm just really excited to share this with you. Chord progression is basically just like you're switching between chords and how it resolves. The chord progression in their song might be like close to the way they're for yours, but then maybe you want to change one thing about it. And then that makes it your own. So I had an emotion I was processing through a song I was writing, and I heard a song by Tessa Violet, and I love her. And I was like, oh, okay, I can sing this lyric I wrote to this melody, and it feels really good, but I wanted to go from this chord to this chord instead of this chord to this chord like she did. And then there you go, then that's my own song. Again, did I steal from her? Perhaps, but did it let me process through my emotion? Yes. Am I gonna release this song to the public? No. And also, that's just one line. And all the rest of the song is gonna be like very different. And you can't copyright a chord progression. So again, the point is to not to get stuck. And to be able to process through your emotions and not feel bad about taking inspiration to get you to where you need to go. Okay, so that is how we